In the turbulent region of the Middle East, Israel needs as many allies as possible. Europe and Israel should be natural allies, considering their proximity and shared values of democracy and freedom. Europe is Israel's largest trade partner, accounting for 1/3 of Israeli exports and half of Israeli imports. Israel joined the EU's Horizon program, a €111 billion R&D program making Europe the largest source of funding for Israeli science and technology. In the coming years, with the U.S. changing its global posture and reducing its presence in the Middle East, Europe will play a more significant role in regional diplomacy and will be crucial in facing the Iranian nuclear and regional threats, banning Hezbollah, and encouraging the expansion of the Abraham Accords. Europe is an important ally to Israel, yet Europe's diplomatic relations with Israel face many challenges. Europe is the main battleground in efforts to combat anti-Semitism and BDS, the anti-Israel boycott movement. Despite the proximity, European leaders have only minimal engagement with Israel. While more than 80% of the U.S. Congress has been to Israel, less than 10% of European lawmakers have done the same. In order to address these challenges, ELNET, the European Leadership Network, is hard at work. As the leading network dedicated to strengthening Europe-Israel relations, ELNET has cultivated relationships with key officials and leaders throughout Europe by educating them about Israel.
Its goal is to help Europeans be effective in advocating for a relationship that's of a close nature between their country and the State of Israel.
With regional offices in France, Germany, Poland, United Kingdom, and the EU, ELNET has organized close to 400 high-level delegations, conferences, and visits, and over 50 strategic dialogues, engaging more than 6,500 senior government officials, policymakers, and opinion leaders. Despite the challenges presented by COVID-19, ELNET has continued its critical work by developing robust online seminars and tripling the number of policymakers participating in our programs. ELNET was the first to renew its physical delegations by launching a series of on-the-ground strategic tours for European ambassadors stationed in Israel, followed by incoming delegations of visiting European politicians.
Israel needs allies around the world. Europe is a critical part of the world, with an impact on Israel's security, Israel's economy, and on Israeli science and innovation.
It is necessary to see by yourself the reality on the ground.
This gives me a life example how the people live and what is the situation, and this will help me a lot in my diplomatic work.
I had the opportunity to learn things that I didn't know before from the briefings that I had from IDF officers.
It shows the complexity of the security situation.
Europe and Israel cannot afford to miss these opportunities. Israel will need strong partners to help secure its future. And this is ELNET's singular mission: to promote and strengthen Israel's alliance with Europe.